The woman accidentally discovered a QR code on her husband's body. Out of curiosity, she scanned it with her phone and a video popped up. The video content was her husband's customized exclusive flight package, which seemed like some unusual services. Sure enough, after a few seconds of playback, it required a password to continue watching. The woman did not confront her husband directly, but quietly bought a plane ticket and boarded the flight her husband was working on to investigate. As soon as she got on the plane, she noticed that all the passengers were beautiful and wealthy women. The male flight attendants collectively bowed and welcomed everyone aboard this women-only flight. The woman, puzzled, asked the wealthy lady in the front seat why there were only women on this plane. The wealthy lady mockingly told her to stop pretending, saying it's more convenient for everyone to be women, isn't it? At this moment, a male flight attendant knelt down and used a towel to wipe the rich lady's hands. The rich lady complained to the girl opposite her that she had been married for 3 years and still hadn't gotten pregnant, wondering if this time she could fulfill her wish. Just as the woman was filled with confusion, her husband came over, knelt down in front of her, smiled, helped her change into slippers, and asked what drink she would like. There is orange juice, warm water, and Taiyushu. When mentioning Taiyushu, a strange smile flashed in the husband's eyes. The woman saw the wealthy lady in the front seat drinking Taiyushu with a look of enjoyment, so she ordered a cup as well. Upon hearing this, the husband immediately became interested and enthusiastically responded that this flight experience would surely satisfy her. The woman curiously took a sip and found it was just regular cola, only the taste was slightly different. She couldn't help but ask the flight attendant what Taiyushu actually meant. The flight attendant looked around, made sure no one was paying attention, then leaned into the woman's ear to tell her the truth. But before he could speak, her husband appeared to announce the flight itinerary and declared that cabin service was about to begin. Then 2 girls followed a flight attendant into the restroom and pulled the curtain. The woman was utterly puzzled by their actions. Then the wealthy woman also took action, stretched out her leg to stop the husband, and said she wanted to go to the restroom. The husband smiled and agreed. The woman sat in her seat with a puzzled expression, waiting, and noticed that these girls stayed in the restroom for about an hour before coming out. When they came out, they all had smiles and satisfaction on their faces, and as they returned to their seats, they continued to chat quietly, as if still savoring the experience. When the flight attendant who accompanied the 2 girls out of the restroom came out, he was holding his waist with a pained expression, and the 2 girls kept giggling at him. At this moment, the flight attendant asked the woman if she wanted to go to the restroom. To find out the truth, the woman decisively nodded and agreed. But upon entering the restroom, she saw that it was just an ordinary restroom, nothing special. Suddenly, the woman heard strange noises coming from the next restroom. Could it be her husband and the rich woman inside? So she rushed over to knock on the door, but the response she heard didn't seem to be them. The woman thought she might have misunderstood, so she touched up her makeup in the restroom and returned to her seat. But then another question popped into her mind. Where did her husband go? The flight attendant didn't answer, just smiled and walked away. Not long after, the husband came out, holding his waist with a pained expression, and the wealthy woman followed closely behind, adjusting her clothes. The woman's heart, which had just settled, was on edge again when she noticed that her husband was wearing the wealthy woman's hair accessory. At this moment, the wealthy woman started chatting with the girl opposite her, saying that the flight attendant on this flight is really handsome and his service attitude is impeccable. Then she raised her hand and called for another glass of special wine. Her husband immediately brought it over with a smile, and the wealthy woman eagerly drank it all in one go, then told her husband she wanted to go to the restroom again. The girl across also excitedly asked if she could join, and the wealthy woman agreed with a smile. So the husband led them towards the restroom. Another girl couldn't sit still after seeing this and got up to follow. A colleague at the door asked the husband if he could handle it, and the husband sighed, saying there was no choice, it was all for work. Then he took a pill and went in. The woman couldn't hold back any longer as she watched this scene. She immediately got up and rushed to the restroom to find out what was going on. But the flight attendant at the door said the restroom was full and asked her to wait a moment. The woman couldn't wait another second, so she pushed the flight attendant aside and barged in to see what they were up to.